July 15th is the deadline for Orlando Brown Jr. and the Kansas City Chiefs to come to a deal for extension. Otherwise, he's going to be tagged, and it'd be for another year. And we can tag him again next year. So that's the thing. But the two sides are very far apart on any deal. Last time we talked about this, apparently it was close to happening. It's not anywhere close to happening. We thought that the rookie agent was going to sign a deal fast. That ain't happening. He wants to be paid. He wants to reset the market, the left tackle market, and be paid as the top left tackle. Chiefs are apparently looking at more top 5 money. We've heard that before with the Tyreek Hill situation. They're looking at more top 5 money. Apparently, they're giving him money that would be the highest paid right tackle money, and that's just not what Orlando Brown's team wants. So what are your thoughts on this back and forth, JD, on the deal to sign Orlando Brown Jr.?
What my thought on it is, I thought would be closer than what it is now. But negotiation wise, I think he has a lot of negotiation capital. For the simple fact, look, you need a left tackle who's going to protect the best quarterback in football, one of the highest paid quarterbacks in football, in Patrick Mahomes. Not to mention also too, you was a Pro Bowl left tackle after playing there your first year. I mean, you're 25 years old, you're a young tackle, and so he's got a lot of negotiation, room to work. He really does. As far as like, hey man, look, this thing right here is going to work out for the Chiefs. If y'all go ahead and sign me, get this thing done. Invest in me now. That way you don't have to wait to next year and keep next year trying to get somebody else in here, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, training camp comes the 15th, and he's a no-show, or does he sign? The franchise tag? I don't know. That's all a possibility. The question is, if he signs it, will there be sour grapes? Right? Yeah. That's but also too, man, it's business. It's like, look, here's the business, and this is what we want to do. So you wait and sign a guy later, or you think about getting another guy and another 10, another. You don't want to keep doing that. I mean, as a player, you don't want to keep signing the franchise tag. No, listen, I want to be paid. Okay, somebody pay me, and so Veach and them guys, man, they got a monster on their hands to handle. I'm just telling you, it's just what it is on the 15th, man. It's like you want somebody up here to get Patrick to protect him. And man, you got to, this is what they want. So I don't know. I don't know, man. This is it.
You won't be making that decision, do you?
I'm making the decision. It's just how these things work. So I just hopefully it gets done. Hopefully they're not as far apart as everybody's saying. And now you hear, it's always camps are always so far apart. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Shoot. Maybe he's asking for just, something that they was just like, you know what? Let's pull the trigger. We got you, right? That's what I'm hoping for. And if not, then
and that's the thing too, because the reports are saying, despite Veach being a huge fan of his, there is like he does not want to pay him that top number one reset the market money for that left tackle. But I have two things that I kind of agree with a lot. A lot of the Chiefs Kingdom always complains about stuff online. I always make fun of it. There's some things that I do see valid points here. So one of the points is Tyreek Hill wanted massive amounts of money. We said no to him. We gave him top 5 money. He said he didn't want to take that deal. We shipped him out. Okay. Yeah. So obviously we were saving that money for something. We thought that was going to be saved for left tackle, maybe Orlando Brown, who's going to be a free agent. And so that's not happening. It's the same. Really, you can just replace Tyreek Hill and Orlando Brown's name. It's the same situation. We don't want to pay him top 5. We want to pay him top 5 money. We don't want to pay him top money. So that's one thing. And then the other aspect is it's like, I mean, what are if we don't pay him because we want to reset the market this year? Let's say we tag him, he signs it to the franchise tag. We wait till next year. We don't pay him. Somebody else resets the market. He still wants to be a top tackle. Aren't we kind of digging ourselves a hole again where we're not kind of where we could have signed Tyreek Hill last year maybe and gave him a little more money, but it wouldn't have been, we wouldn't have seen Devontae Adams deal. But we're going to go to next year and we're going to not pay him. Somebody else, another left tackle gets highest paid money. Then we have to eclipse that guy's left tackle salary. So I don't. Or by waiting, are we kind of going to hurt ourselves by waiting if we want to play that game?
I mean, you're going to hurt yourself. You just put yourself in a tighter spot. It really is. I mean, because they're all sending this on him if he wants to sign the tender or the franchise tag, or he sits out for the entire year, right? I mean, that's pretty much where you're kind of at. The difference between this and the Tyreek Hill situation was, well, with Tyreek, you had the draft, right? And so you was able to get, picks for Tyreek. And so it was kind of like, hey, we can work and get somebody in the draft, for Tyreek. It's not going to be Tyreek, but we can at least get a couple of receivers here if we needed them. First rounders, a second rounder, which we did. We got guys. And so that's the biggest difference is the timing of everything right now, where everything is. And this is so important to protect Patrick. Mm-hmm. So I guess everybody like, hey, we don't want to pay him the money. But look, like you said, if we don't pay him the money now, then he holds out or he signs the tender. Hopefully that's what he'll do if it don't get done. And then, wait for the whole entire season to see how everything works. But I don't know, man. You know what it is? And I think part of it is, you get these, Pro Football Focus and all these other places that, kind of rate him at this and rate him at that and stuff like that. And the reality is, man, he's a Pro Bowl tackle. He's a young guy. You sign him into a deal that's as long as Patrick's going to be here. Mm. So you pay now or you pay later. What's it going to be? Pay now or pay later, or just, walk away from the entire thing and then try to do like you did, I don't know, Tyreek maybe. I don't know. But
if you're
tight spot, man.
Yeah. I mean, if your plan is to pay him, right? If Veach knows it's his guy and he's planning to pay him now, let's not wait because like you said, you don't want sour grapes going into the season, especially if he does want to potentially hold out and it's like, okay, well, and Mahomes and him are very close. So I'm sure Mahomes is talking to Veach like, dude, like you got rid of Tyreek. Let's pay this guy, let's pay one of these guys, So like,
yeah,
that's there. But you're right. The rankings and all that stuff, the people who the PFFs of the world, I think I saw Doug Farrar, he wrote earlier saying, I'm all about NFL players getting paid. But I'm doing a top 10, the top 10 lists, of course, everyone's got a top 10 list, but he said he was doing a top 10 list on stats and analytics and all that. And he didn't have Orlando Brown in the top 10. He had him as an honorable mention. So he's like, I do kind of see where the Chiefs are going with this, where they don't want to pay him number one money.
Right.
But that was why we even got Orlando Brown, because he wanted out of Baltimore because they put him at right. They wanted to put him back at right tackle and they didn't want to pay him left tackle money. So that's
we knew what we was looking at. The thing is, over the course of the season, he started getting better. Mm-hmm. And I started seeing some things also during our season that he was working on his agility. He was working on maybe some of his strength. He was working on these things to become a better left tackle. Yep. And so a guy who's 25 years old definitely has, the landscape to do that, to grow and to, fortify himself into like one of the best left tackles in the league. That's, reality is a lot of those guys, these guys don't grow on trees. Mm-mm. They don't. Left tackles don't grow on trees, and you don't know what you're going to get. You know what you got right now. You got a Pro Bowl tackle, left tackle. And so it's getting better. Yes. Is he worth the money? Probably. Because if you're not, and let's say he makes a pro again, he's going to hit you over the head. He's going to hit you over the head again with it. And as a matter of fact, I'll make you pay then. I'm like, look, you don't want to pay me then? Guess what? Now the market, I'm going to really set the market this time. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's how business works in the NFL, but it just puts you in a precarious position because of the timing of everything before training camp, and this is where we are. And look, hey, we're looking at some monsters on defense. On the outside, we're looking at some monsters, the defensive end, outside linebackers this year, especially in our division. So. Shoot, I know everything's coming in, a consideration, man. But hey, man, look, I don't know.
And then also to that, I read right before we came on the show tonight that the Raiders and the Browns are interested in getting Sue, not Ndamukong Suh. So and the Raiders already got they got what's his name? My gosh, Chandler Jones, and Chandler Jones,
right?
Jones Crosby, and then he gets sued to put him in the middle. It's like, okay, well,
I don't know. The stack, man. They know what they're up against, right?
Yeah,
and they know Arrowhead is a place to come through. The guys to beat, and we get the firepower to beat those guys on this side to beat Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they feel like they have a better chance and opportunity. So
I say pay the guy. Let's get this done with. I want one. We right now we talk about the only really hole we have is having one more edge guy just to have in the rotation, but we don't do that, and we're hoping that happens too. But we don't do that, and then we let this Orlando Brown thing go into training camp. Say, okay, now we have two different kind of holes and deficiencies that we're kind of dealing with. So I hope they get that done for Patrick's sake and our team's sake.
Hey man, look, if we want him, go ahead and sign him. Go ahead and do it. Young guy, he's good. And they always talk about, paying the money to guys and then not really showing up and not doing it. Well, I don't know if it'll be the case with this, especially he's done had 3 Pro Bowls already.
Yeah.
So,
and he's 25 too. So
he's 25.
Yeah. I think it's a no risk signing. I get like, oh yeah, he's not top 10, but okay, well this is a second year playing left tackle and he's made the Pro Bowl. Okay, so like, what more evidence do you need? Yeah, maybe he's not Trent Williams just yet. I think everyone's comparing him to Trent Williams. Like, yeah, Trent Williams is 30, 31, 32. 7 years. It's a 7-year age gap here, guys. I mean, give him 7 years playing left tackle for Mahomes. I think he'll be top. I think he'll be number 1 or top 5 by that point. So.
Yeah, man, he's just going to get better, man. He's just going to get better. That's the way I look at it. Like when I started seeing this progression during the season, I was like, okay. At first I was watching like, ooh, he struggled a little bit. It's, but that's the transition. It's going to take some time, going from right to left. And you're going to have those growing pains.
Offense too. Totally different offense.
Totally different offense. Growing pains. Like, yeah, this is more of a run. You got Lamar back there and you got, they run the football. Yeah. But now, I think he understands what his role, what they were going to do with him in this offense. I mean, I think he'd be ready.
Yeah, I think so too. So hopefully Veach and Orlando Brown get that thing done by July 15th. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.